Ladies and gentlemen, today, I want to talk to you about a powerful concept: how to make him miss you in a way he simply can't resist. Now, I'm not talking about playing games or manipulation. I'm talking about mastering the art of being your best self, strategically and confidently. Today I want to share with you a truth that many women overlook but is absolutely essential in the game of love and attraction. Confidence, true, unshakable confidence, is your most powerful weapon. When you walk into a room, when you carry yourself with assurance, you send a signal that you know your worth. It's not about arrogance or vanity, it's about owning who you are and knowing that you don't need anyone's validation to feel complete. Confidence is magnetic. It draws people in because it radiates authenticity and strength. Men are naturally attracted to women who are comfortable in their own skin, because they see that you're not desperate or needy, you are someone who is whole, fulfilled, and operating from a place of abundance. This kind of confidence is attractive because it shows that you're not waiting around for someone to complete you. Instead, you're already complete. When you carry yourself confidently, you're sending a message that you don't need to chase love or validation. Love will come to you because you're already living your best life. Confidence also shows in your body language: standing tall, making eye contact, smiling genuinely, and speaking with clarity and purpose. It's about owning your space and not shrinking yourself to fit someone else's idea of who you should be. When you do this, you automatically elevate your attractiveness because people are naturally drawn to those who exude positivity and self-assurance. It's also important to remember that confidence isn't about perfection, it's about embracing your imperfections and owning them. When you accept yourself fully, the good, the bad, and the ugly, you project a sense of authenticity that nobody can resist. Confidence is also about setting boundaries and knowing what you will and won't accept. When you establish clear boundaries, you communicate that you value yourself and your peace of mind. This creates an aura of respect and self-respect that men find incredibly appealing. They want to be with a woman who knows her worth and isn't afraid to stand up for herself. When you are confident, you attract people who respect you because they see that you value yourself enough to demand respect in return. Confidence also fuels your resilience. Life throws challenges at us all, but confident women face setbacks with grace and determination. They don't allow setbacks to define them; instead, they learn, grow, and come back stronger. This resilience is attractive because it shows inner strength and a sense of stability. Men desire women who are resilient because they want a partner who can handle life's ups and downs without losing her sense of self. Confidence is also contagious. When you exude it, others catch on and start to see the world through your eyes, a world where you are in control, where you are deserving of love and happiness. That energy draws people toward you, making you irresistible. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you cultivate daily by practicing self-love, positive affirmations, and surrounding yourself with uplifting influences. It's a mindset that you develop over time, and the more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. When you walk in confidence, you're not just making him miss you, you're making yourself unforgettable. Confidence is not a trick, it's a lifestyle. It's about living your truth, embracing who you are, and knowing that you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness. When you embody that, everything else falls into place naturally. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most effective ways to make him miss you and crave your presence is to understand the power of mystery and a little healthy distance. Many women make the mistake of being overly available or revealing too much about themselves too soon. But true attraction thrives on a bit of intrigue, on keeping some parts of yourself just out of reach. It's not about playing games or being manipulative, it's about understanding human nature and creating an aura that sparks curiosity. When you're always available, always texting, always saying yes, it can inadvertently diminish your value in his eyes because he begins to take your presence for granted. But when you master the art of strategic distance, you turn the tables. You become the one who's just enough of a mystery that he can't stop thinking about you. It's about leaving some things to the imagination, not because you're hiding who you are, but because you're intentionally creating a sense of allure. When you don't respond immediately all the time, when you don't overshare your every thought or detail, it makes him wonder about your world, your thoughts, your experiences. That curiosity creates a desire to learn more about you, to unravel the layers that make you uniquely you. This mystery makes you more captivating because people are naturally drawn to the unknown. When he doesn't hear from you constantly, he starts to realize how much he misses your presence, your energy, your vibe. It's about striking a balance, being present enough to show you care but not so available that he feels he can take you for granted. This creates anticipation and longing, and that's what makes him miss you even more. Maintaining some distance also gives you space to focus on yourself, your passions, your goals, your growth. When you're busy living your life, achieving your dreams, and nurturing your interests, you become even more attractive because you're not defined by your relationship status. Men are naturally drawn to women who are passionate and independent. They want a partner who has her own life and her own happiness. When you're engaged in your pursuits, you radiate a sense of fulfillment that's contagious and irresistible. It's also important to remember that subtlety is key. You don't want to be distant to the point of neglect or indifference, but you want to leave enough room for him to wonder, to desire, to pursue. Every so often, pull back slightly, reply a little slower, decline an invitation graciously, or focus on your own activities. These small actions create a powerful effect. They make your absence felt and your presence more desired. This strategy is about creating a dance, a rhythm of closeness and distance that builds anticipation and emotional connection. When he starts to realize that you're not always there on his terms, he'll begin to appreciate your worth even more. It's also about respecting your own boundaries and not feeling guilty about taking time for yourself. You don't have to be available 24/7 to be loving or caring. In fact, this kind of mystery and distance often deepen the emotional connection because it keeps things exciting and fresh. It's about making him value what he can't always have, and in doing so, you elevate your desirability. Remember, the goal isn't to manipulate but to create an environment where genuine attraction can flourish naturally. When you master this balance of mystery and space, you set the stage for a relationship where desire is sparked and sustained, and he can't help but think about you long after you're gone. It's a subtle art, one that requires confidence, self-awareness, and patience, but when done right, it transforms your connection into something unforgettable. Another powerful way to make him miss you is to focus on creating a sense of emotional and physical independence. Women who are self-sufficient, confident, and engaged in their own lives naturally attract men because they embody a sense of completeness that isn't dependent on another person. When you have your own passions, hobbies, friendships, and goals, you radiate a magnetic energy that draws people in. It's important to understand that independence isn't about pushing someone away or being emotionally distant, it's about cultivating a life that is fulfilling on its own. When he sees that you are living your best life, pursuing your dreams, and not constantly seeking validation or approval, he begins to see you as someone who is valuable in her own right, not just as a woman waiting for his attention. This sense of independence makes you more intriguing because it signals that you don't need him to be happy or complete, which paradoxically makes you more desirable. Men are naturally attracted to women who are secure in themselves because it indicates emotional maturity and strength. When you're emotionally independent, you're capable of handling your own feelings, managing your stress, and maintaining your happiness without relying solely on him. This creates a balanced dynamic where both partners feel respected and appreciated for their individuality. It also encourages a healthier relationship because it fosters mutual respect and personal growth. Physical independence is equally compelling. When you take care of yourself, maintaining good health, dressing well, and nurturing your appearance, you're demonstrating self-respect and confidence. Men notice women who look after themselves because it shows they value their own well-being. This doesn't mean you have to conform to societal standards of beauty, but rather that you care enough about yourself to present your best and authentic self. When you're comfortable in your own skin, it radiates outward and makes you more attractive. Additionally, women who have their own social lives and interests tend to be less clingy or dependent. Instead of seeking constant reassurance or validation from him, you give him space to miss you because you're not always available to cater to his needs. This not only keeps things exciting but also fosters a sense of mystery and longing. By focusing on your personal growth and happiness, you become a woman who is genuinely fulfilled, and that fulfillment is attractive. When he observes that you're not solely fixated on the relationship but are instead thriving independently, he begins to see you as a partner who adds value to his life without draining hers. This sense of balance and self-reliance can ignite a desire in him to be more involved, to support and cherish you, and most importantly, to miss the stability and joy you bring into his world. It's vital to remember that genuine independence isn't about creating distance out of spite or wanting to punish him for not paying enough attention. It's about embodying a sense of self that doesn't rely on his validation. When you are emotionally and physically self-sufficient, you make him realize what he could lose if he doesn't appreciate your worth. This realization often triggers a longing to reconnect and deepen the relationship. Your independence becomes a silent but powerful message. You're a woman who has her own life, her own happiness, and her own strength, and that combination makes you utterly irresistible. When he recognizes that you're thriving on your own, he's more likely to desire your company and cherish your presence, knowing that you're not dependent on him for your happiness but choose to be with him because he enhances your life, not because you need him to fill a void. That balance of independence and openness creates a magnetic pull that keeps him thinking about you long after the moments they've shared. Thanks for watching PLZ. Like, share and subscribe.